All right, how's everyone doing tonight? Glaze, thank you so much for the host. Really appreciate it. Firmside, Dirt Dog, good to see you guys. All right, I do believe we are at the end of Trials and Tribulations. Not 1% on that, but probably have a high chance of that. I can't quite remember how many days it took for the final trial of Justice for All. If I recall correctly, it was 3-day trial at the end of first game. Pretty sure it was also a 3-day trial for Rise from the Ashes. 2 days in the second. Alright, fair enough. In that case, yeah, we have a high chance of finishing this tonight. After our first game, they never did 3 days ever again. Very weird, but alright. I guess I can kind of understand why. Kind of drags out the case if they were to do that. Well over, like, what? 16 hours of content with a single case? Good lord. But yeah. How about we get to that theater recap, shall we? Alright. Last time on Ace Attorney, Phoenix managed to come back from the hospital, all spick and span and dandy. A little sick, but it's fine. He'll deal with it. So he meets up with Gumshoe, and Gumshoe's all like, "Oh, hey, Phoenix, buddy. Got Mr. Right, dude. So I fixed up the bridge that you fell off from, so you feel comfortable crossing one of those again." And then Phoenix says all like, "My trauma of bridges will never heal." And Gumshoe's like, "Awesome. So have fun crossing the bridge. I'll catch you later." So Phoenix for gathers. Thank you so much for our follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, that might be a ban. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, thank you, Maniacal. So we cross over the bridge, and lo and behold, we meet up with Franziska von Karma, and she's all like, "Oh, I see you're finally up and about after having to sit out of our previous battle." And then we're all like, "Oh, it's you. Why couldn't I see someone I actually cared about?" And then out comes out Pearly, and we're like, "What? You've been missing for 2 days, little girl. Where have you been?" And Pearl's like, places." And we're all like, "Yeah, okay." So Pearl goes off and does her own thing. We don't know where she goes, but it's like fine. So we head over into the Cavern of Remembrance, and then we find that the cavern is unfortunately locked behind a not Psylocke, and we're all like, Psylocke, and we're like, well, dang, who are we going to get to open this? And then Franziska's like, "Oh, this isn't any problem at all. Edgeworth went to go pick up not Dahlia to open this for us because only she can open it." And we're all like, well, that's awfully convenient that our client is the only one who can open it. Makes it more likely that she is the culprit. All right, well, I'm just going to worry about that later. So, we headed off to, oh my god, sorry, I lost track of Phoenix. Where'd you go? I just grabbed you. So Phoenix, heads over to, the main temple area and meets up with, you got that yesterday's one, didn't change the file number. Yeah, fair enough. So, we meet up with Roz, and she's all like, "Oh, woe is me. I can't believe all this happened while on my watch. First we lose Misty Faye, and now this." And we're all like, "Excuse me, what?" "Oh, you didn't know? So, that writer lady who totally died was actually Misty Faye, the mother of Mia Faye and Maya Faye. And then Phoenix is like, what? So we also find out some more details about that. Apparently Morgan Faye, who is the mother of Pearl, fire on the poop deck, so who is actually the mother of not Dahlia, aka Iris. However, we also find out another amazing detail. Not Dahlia is actually related to Dahlia. And we're all like, what? So they are twin sisters? And then Roz is all like, yep, twin sisters cut from the same Fae cloth. And we're like, they're related to the Fae family? What? And it's like, yeah. So surprise, they're actually the older sisters of Pearl. Okay, goodbye. And we're all like, what is going on? So, suddenly an earthquake happens. So an earthquake happens. Edgeworth has a heart attack and dies. Not literally. And so we head back to the Cavern of Remembrance, and we meet up with not Dahlia there, but unfortunately, there are even more not Psylocks there. I forgot to put in extra Psylocks. Whoops. And she's all like, well, this is a problem. And we're all like, you didn't put them up, right? And she's all like, oh no, it couldn't possibly be me. I'm not Dahlia after all. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day trying to disassemble them. And we're all like, well, ain't like ain't going to be any other big news updates. So we meet up with Larry, who is hanging out with Pearl and feeding her a bunch of really rotten potatoes. And we're all like, stop feeding rotten potatoes to Pearly. But so we meet up with Pearl because apparently we found some burnt up letters in the Incineroar, and we're all like, Pearl, are these burned up letters related to you? And Pearl's all like, well, okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So what happened was I got a letter in the mailbox, and
we just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. It's a letter from my mom.
So yeah, so she got a letter from her mom, and we're all like, okay, so basically your mom told you to try to allow Dahlia to possess your body. And she's all like, heck yeah, but it didn't work because apparently the spirit was being possessed by someone else. So yeah, I lost my spirit powers. And we're all like, oh, Pearly, you sweet innocent child. Your mother tried to manipulate you. And we're all like, well, time to go to trial. Don't know. We still have no idea. We still have no idea what the heck this is, but we're gonna figure it out eventually. So, yeah, that's what happened last time on Ace Attorney. Hey Storm, hey K-Roll, Twy, good to see you guys. Do I have to do the song reading? Alright, fine. I'm starting to think I should just make it so mods can't suggest song readings. Mostly because of the fact that they take up the usage of the hour. And I kind of want to give it to, like, people who aren't mods. That being said, though, this is a really good song, though. All right. The beginning disrespect isn't mean. I didn't say anything bad about her. I just said that she was Roz. And Roz is the best character from Monsters, Inc. Alright, so, first, I just confirmed, this is the right song, right? From Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Alright, just confirming. So, like, there was this kid. He was 20 years old, he was pretty smart. Didn't know what he wanted to do, so, you know, like, he decided to take the LSAT, and, you know, just like that, he got accepted into Glendale U. You know, like, a lot of people say it was a really safe bet, but it is a prestigious and lucrative vocation. So, like, they set out on a journey to become an attorney. But without a moment's notice, but there's some free advice he told me once. When it comes to deciding what to do for a living, don't be a lawyer! Don't do it! The quickest way to ruin your life is to not be a lawyer. It's really not worth it. It'll leave you dead inside. The job is inherently crappy. That's why you've never met a lawyer who's happy. I can confirm, Burmsight's never happy. It's a guaranteed soul destroyer. Guys, listen, very important sound advice here. Don't be a lawyer. There's like law school debt. I think Burmsight only paid it off like last year. Daily regret. Is that what you dreamed of as a kid? Or did you hope one day that you'd find a way to spend 4 years working on a pharmaceutical company's merger with another pharmaceutical company? Listen, your only expertise is running up fees. And speaking legalese like a dick. But don't worry, it's not too late, guys. You can avoid this fate. You can find literally any other job to pick. Sure, your parents might think you're a failure, but, you know, no one's ever said, okay, first let's kill all the tailors. Don't be a lawyer. I'm serious. It really, really sucks. Don't be a lawyer. No one you work with looks like Ally McBeal. There are so many other professions that don't turn you into Jeff Sessions. Just say no to the lawyer employer. Don't be a lawyer. Now, you might be saying, what about human rights law? No money, no money. Okay, what about environmental law? No money, even less money. Immigration law? No money. Plus, it's a bummer. Okay, but what if one day you make it to the Supreme Court? You know what? It would be great to be on the Supreme Court, but you'll never be on the Supreme Court. There's truly no chance of that happening. And the preceding reflection in no way reflects the views of CBS and the CW network or No Limit streams. Accurate. Anyway, don't be a lawyer. I remember when Burmside showed me that song in a video, I actually died. It was so good. Yo, Burmside, can you drop a link to the song in chat? It's actually a fantastic song. Alright then. Off to the trial we go. Woo! Okay. I wonder if Dahlia's actually going to make an appearance.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, and I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. You know what would be really nice right now? It'd be nice if it was winter like in the game. Oh my god, it's so freaking hot up here in New York right now. I can't even imagine what it'd be like in the lower states. It's burning up here. I have like my air conditioner at full blast right now and still burning. It was 111 years. Like, good lord! Can we get out of August already? I know technically we're only halfway through, but you know, I'm willing to skip to September if you guys are.
So, is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No. She's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then, how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. I'm assuming that's probably Franziska or Godot. Did see an article last night about how a huge amount of Americans are under a heat advisory right now? Yeah. Actually, let me check how hot it is right now for us. Yeah, we're sitting at 91 degrees here in New York. Technically better than where Twy is, but still. Oh, never mind, it's Edgeworth. Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? I don't need to drink water, I'm fine. 95 down here in North Carolina. Ugh, still really rough. You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard. Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who is? Who else would it be but Godot? Tosses those up. Yeah, there you go. Godot? Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. Oh, Iris. Actually trying to do her best and actually not be like her other twin sister. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. Oh man, what if we suddenly have a Maya surprise appearance where she's all like, objection! And then we get the one and only Maya objection in the entire Ace Attorney series. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. Because there is no tomorrow for this stream series, I'll tell you that. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. Can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. And then I got a letter in the mail. It had a weird wax seal on it in the shape of a cross. I like to imagine that Bikini and Franziska are sitting there murmuring a list of chants. I like to imagine Bikini and Franziska chilling out at a beach in bikinis. Maybe you've passed your cold on to someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Ah! Partner. Both Layden and Luke have objection voice clips from the cross. What? Really? Even Maya doesn't have objection voice clips? That's weird. I mean... yeah, I can't really think of a moment where Maya would go objection. Luke, I can see going objection. Don't underestimate the visual of Franziska in a fur coat. But she didn't even go to the mountains in a fur coat. I still don't have any answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. He did in the anime? I may need to watch the anime for, research? The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham. No, I mean, Miss Misty Faye. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I mean, we kind of already know what exactly she's after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Your Honor, what are you?
Who? Me?
Yeah, it's actually really funny. They swapped out not only the defense attorney and the prosecutor, they also brought back the old judge for shits and giggles. Whatever. Do you think Morgan got the death penalty? Considering the implication that all the previous murderers got the death penalty, yeah, I can see that.
Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. I feel like we covered this before.
My poor brother, he looked a bit pale. Not to mention, sad that he couldn't be here. Oh, so you're probably wondering why I don't have a Canadian accent. We're stepbrothers? Question mark? Yeah, let's go with that.
Coffee! Haven't had one of these in a few streams. There might be an exception for D. Vasquez because she was arrested for manslaughter. You know what? D. Vasquez probably got off on a lighter sentence, yeah. I was like, hey, Red, how you doing? We also know one other killer got off relatively light thanks to investigations too. I don't know about that, but we'll talk about that another time. Brother studied abroad and picked up the accent. Oh, yeah, obviously. Yeah, but Phoenix wasn't even near the old judge during the previous trial. He was in the hospital.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
That's a good line, but I'm more curious. What's the coffee count currently at?
Well said, Mr. Kano. I understood exactly what you said. At least up until the end, anyway.
Flat out 60, let's go.
Now then, Mr. Kano, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
And then it's going to reveal who the actual murderer is from the usual suspects, right? Right?
So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart.
Oh, wow. Isn't that card banned?
Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant?
Give me a sec. Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? I mean, to be fair, she spent literally all night working on picking a bunch of locks. I don't think she was of straight of mind. I will say, like, she must have been up for more than 24 hours by this point, wasn't she?
Very well. The court will now hear the defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Wait, so the first time you met Mia, you were like, okay, so what's your name and what's your job?
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
What? You thought the job was self-explanatory? Yeah, but I assume that, you know, Iris's job was self-explanatory too. At least with her outfit. It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donim?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What? Oh. Ah, the new coffee girl. I like mine after 12 cups. Very accurate. Hey, Paper Star, how you doing, man?
Order in the court! Order!
12 coffees? 17?
Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, quick question. Does accomplice have to involve agreeing to a murder? Or does, like, taking part in the cover-up make you an accomplice all by itself? Because, like, I imagine Iris probably didn't necessarily agree to want to kill Misty, but she did help up cover it up. I can believe that. Is that still enough to be? No, helping out is enough. But there are different levels of oh, okay, so there are different levels to it. Got it. Accessory after the fact. Okay. Great. 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Funny, I'm covered in a hot sweat. God, can it be winter already? I would happily make this February. Coffee. Huh. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? You ever think about the fact that Godot's all like, oh, I just need 17 coffees to finish a case. What if he was able to convict someone within, like, 2 minutes? Would he have to force himself to drink 17 coffees at once? I feel like that'd be really bad. He'll drink the rest after. All right. That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumbled up and shoved into a pocket. Womp womp. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? The rest of the coffee gets used up for the defendant's execution. Man, death by boiling coffee. Can't tell if that's better or worse than boiling oil. Iris was covering for someone? Phoenix, she literally said she was covering up for the murder.
Ugh, now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket. You know, maybe we're onto something by saying that Edgeworth has more common sense than Phoenix. Oil is sticky, so it's probably worse. That is true. I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
Oh! Mother Clucker. This really is a defend Maya case, isn't it? I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. Oh my god! Maya channeled Dahlia, didn't she? Oh my god. The daughter of the master of the crane channeling technique. Oh my god. This really is a defend Maya case. Okay, here we go. There's some ambiguity in the original statement. If you like coffee, then being burned by coffee is worse because it's a betrayal of your undying love. You know what? That is one way to look at it. But here's the thing. Doesn't oil go with literally everything?
Wake up and smell the coffee, trite.
She's naming Maya?
Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
First objection! That's ridiculous! Maya would never...
The defense will refrain from commenting on the appropriate until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the murder?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected. I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
Well, you know what they say about Olive Garden. When you're there, you're family.
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Wait, what?
Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon.
Wait, what?
It was only in self-defense. I can't blame her for it.
Wait, what? What?
So it was in self-defense?
Actually, do we know what the charge is on accidental manslaughter in self-defense? I think it's legal in that situation.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected.
Self-defense gets you off, but you need to be charged to use it. Got it.
Isn't that right? Not bad. Got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was...
that woman.
Iris even admitted it.
Wait a second. This isn't Iris, is it?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Just like how fair use protects you from copyright cases, but only after you get sued. Got it. You've been too stuck in Great Ace Attorney because you literally read Mr. Naruhondo. Fair enough.
Went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden.
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You say yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go?
It was in the inner temple's training hall.
A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. Is that actually true? What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at the time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, is...
Here comes the pain!
Amazing timing, Alive. How's it going? Thank you so much for your raid. How was Celeste, or were you doing art? Chapter 9, final room, 2 hour... 2 hours, heck yeah! I'm guessing you were able to finish chapter 9 then. Congratulations. Alive, why is your game New Pokemon Snap? Hey Woot, hey Aggers. Room cleared faster than expected and Alive is a liar. Okay, sure. Alive, what were you lying about? What'd you do? What did you do? You finished in 2 hours, so played a different game to fill the rest. Oh, so you did, so you were actually playing New Pokemon Snap. Okay, I was a little confused when I saw that game. Gotcha. So anyway, hello everyone from Alive's raid. I'm No Limit, blind variety streamer, currently going through probably the last stream of Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. So for those who want to avoid Ace Attorney spoilers, you might want to peace out now. But if you don't care and want to stick around, hi, how y'all doing? Damn, the stream made you real behind. Is it now? Oh my goodness. No worries though, we only just got started. Like, this is the very first testimony. He gave some warnings. Okay, no worries, good to know. This is going to be a long one? Oh, we'll see then.
So, Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
Yeah, I don't think this is actually Iris. You reload, should be fine. Okay, good. The stream will be extra long to wrap up the game. Yeah, we're gonna try to wrap up the game tonight. Do need to get food though, so no worries. Go grab food. Don't worry about it. Thanks for the raid again, Alive. Go get food.
There, we all understand how difficult this is for you.
And I am glad I don't have to do a Canadian accent for this judge anymore. Jeez.
Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor, I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
You're saying that the victim attacked Maya? I mean, Miss Faye?
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? Yeah, there is no way this is Iris. I have a feeling I know who this actually is.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear.
It's Mario. Yes, Mario is actually Iris this entire time. Do you though? Maybe. You can't just get in the way of Bayonetta, Phoenix. That doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute.
What happened after that?
It's a scroll. It's really a ditto. Oh my god, everyone with the shapeshifters. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon. Wait a minute. What was this weapon? Flargra!
Thank you! So how much have I missed?
Flargra, thank you so much for 21 months, dude. Thank you so much. Majora, how you doing? Obviously Mystique. Oh, clearly.
Expertly brewed too.
Maniacal, thank you for the host. But yeah, we're still on the first testimony, Flargra. I'm already predicting this isn't actually Iris. My prediction is this is probably Maya herself, but channeling Dahlia. That is my prediction right now. It was some kind of dagger. A dagger, huh? And Elise Donham tried to stab her with this weapon to kill Miss Faye. Yes, exactly. Huh. You look like I did after- Oh, excuse me, my throat is being weird. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. I am amazed I pronounced that correctly. It's Iris disguised as Dahlia disguised as Iris. Oh, of course, why didn't I think of that? Actually, I wonder if there's ever actually been a plot like that wherein they had to impersonate their twin impersonating themselves in order to get out of a situation. You know, this sounds like a plot of Zack and Cody. You have a problem with the testimony you're hearing from your client, lawyer boy. Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Yes, just one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client!
Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony. Yes, sir. You know, if this actually is Dahlia, this is going to continue my thought that Dahlia is really bad at testimony. As in, really, really bad at lying at her testimony.
Hey, just a moment, it's my job to say that!
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue. Man, why is it the judge always is so ineffectual during the final case? It's usually the prosecutor or the defendant yelling at the judge to shut up. She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe. She threw her staff away. Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon. Well, I already know exactly what I need to present here.
It's true, it's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff.
Sister Iris, let me make sure I got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff. Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, it's odd, alright. Mystic Elisa tapped Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this. It'd be nice that some contradictions are easier than others. It can be. I mean, I know I need to go present it here, but I think I want to press on the other statements real quick. There might be some funny dialogue in there. And then?
Mystic Maya, she turned things around and then she used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike.
Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes, but believe me, she had no choice. If Mystic Maya hadn't done something...
Maya Fey's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead. Yes, I see.
This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. I still can't put the pieces together. Previous statement. Oh yeah, this seems odd, alright. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's going to get blamed for this.
I only have this to say.
It was only in self-defense, you can't blame her for it. So you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Donim? Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Yes.
Trite. Ooh, coffee, baby! If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it. There's only one thing you need to get, Trite. It's called evidence. Well, thank God I have a folder full of them. Now hurry up before my next cup gets cold. What does that mean? Is Godot waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick apart her testimony and start exposing the unnatural sounding parts. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but there are two things I noticed that just don't add up. Is it actually two things in here? I have a feeling I know exactly what it is, but still. Threw away her staff inside her dagger from inside her robe. Yeah, why didn't she just pull out this instead? Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of the events. Yes, but the other thing gets you punted back to the testimony. What, really? That's so weird. What's the other thing, then? I already pressed one thing. Well, not pressed, but presented something.
Huh?
Miss Donim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. If you present Elisa's profile on statement 2 or 3, Godot just weighs it off as domestic violence. Okay. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? Oh my god, is that your 4th coffee already? This is still only the first contradiction that we found. How are you going to maintain your 7 coffee record if you're already down to 13? That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A longsword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. The secret of the staff is that it's actually 2 staves and you dual wield. Well, you see, the secret about the staff is you actually break it in half and then use the splinters to stab someone.
But there's something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Ah! Quick save. Mr. Wright. I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. You're back watching the theater recap. I hope you enjoy the my mom joke. Because Miss Elise Doden would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Well... I feel like this is the most obvious one because it reveals who her real identity is. Yep, I was right.
Well, Mr. Godot. If you ask me, that the only thing seems strange is the angle of Mr. Trite's index finger.
What's wrong with my index finger? Eh? I don't know, I think his hand looks pretty okay. I guess it might be a slightly bent or something like that because he's not holding it straight forward, but still.
Right, sticking your finger in an electrical outlet might be safer for you. Otherwise, it might get bitten off the next time you poke it in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, how about I stick my finger into your toaster eyes? Ugh. Okay, apparently I was wrong. I still don't think Miss Doden would ever attack Maya. If you think about their relationship, it's obvious. I mean, I thought that was the case. Was it? I guess that doesn't count. Also, hey Maya. Yeah, tryouts.
Why don't you think it over one more time?
Very well, Your Honor. Defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Was I supposed to present her profile? Oh my god! I was supposed to present her profile. Okay. Good enough. Elise Doden would never have attacked Maya Fey. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Doden. Her real name was Misty Fey. You presented on the testimony, this step is skipped. Oh, okay. No, not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the crane channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Doden actually the great mystic Misty? There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hasn't seen in 17 years. Wait, how old is Maya again? My god! So she left Maya when she was 2. Cool. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Can I just say I love it when Godot's mask starts steaming? It's so good.
Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seems natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and 2, that the 2 people battling to the death were mother and daughter.
I mean, to be fair, there is a reason why, patricide and, infanticide exists. Or is infanticide something else? I can't remember if infanticide also refers to children or if it refers to, the son/daughter of a parent. It's Steam. Steam from the Steam prosecutor. Yes. And you call it Steam prosecutor despite clearly being a defense attorney.
Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Coffee number 5.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing. Yes, what is this one little impossible thing? Huh, you still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I'd taken the first sip of my 8th coffee cup of morning coffee.
How is Godot so mellow when his heart is probably beating a mile a minute?
You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Not that you mention it. If you look closely, there appears to be blood on it.
Yes, you need to look closely at it rather than a distance. You totally can't see the red at the tip on it. Maybe his mask runs on coffee. Wait, so is his mask literally connected to his body's blood system then? Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Maybe that was jam at first. Oh yeah, plenty of people use daggers for jam, right?
Did you, wrong voice. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Ha! Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of...
You drank 5 cups between then and that, okay. Did you just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I ordered that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
Found behind a tree in the inner temple garden. The blood is being analyzed now.
Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Coffee number 6.
Cute girls never lie. Ever.
And I'm gonna save that for myself later.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
The battle. Such a good name. That is to say, really inappropriate.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
I can't believe Maya and Smash steals weapons. You see, that's one of Give a random Smash fact about this game. Man, I was about to give that one for free. So, you see, when Phoenix gets announced for Smash this September Nintendo Direct, one of his abilities is summoning Maya, where Maya is a command grab. So she grabs onto any characters, and then she does a random throw. But if it's a character without a projectile, she just stabs them with a dagger. But if it's a character with a projectile, she steals their projectile. So, like, if Phoenix uses her on Pac-Man, he steals his bonus fruit. Let's be honest here, Maya would try to steal food.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it's been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I always knew Maya would shank someone. All the games have been leading up to it. I know, right? So Maya would somehow steal Mega Man's lemons. I'm just saying, she probably would catch them and then, like, start munching on them, thinking they were actually lemons. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly, blah, blah, blah. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden's stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place? Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
Then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second.
Wow, she's really got spot dodging then.
The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet.
What did the victim do when the wet pen was stolen from her?
Suddenly, Mystic Elise was on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point. It's just silly. Oh man, Maya's going to be so good at edge guarding. Oh, coffee number 7. Or was that number 6? I forget. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You're spelling it with a single E, Bermsai. You need 2 E's. You were the one who started it!
Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next?
Oh, dang, 66! So it's 7 cups this stream. Good lord. Okay. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
Really? This is the person that we're getting testimony from right now. What did she just say? So, in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
Objection.
We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night. And that the woman that was killed was Elise Donim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
Ugh. I don't have anything to counter that yet.
Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
You could at least elaborated on it a little bit more.
Yes, Your Honor.
With how much Maya attempts to steal things, goes you into doing deadly stuff, and he has even hit you. Her holding someone at knife point is absolutely reasonable.
Two of them face each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then collapsed.
Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden.
Yes. Pine tree. Sure. And don't you guys try and say it's pine trees back there. That is clearly bamboo.
Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle.
Those are 100% not pine trees. Yeah, apparently the dagger got stuck in a pine tree that was clearly not a pine tree. The tree is hidden behind a lantern. Oh, obviously. There was a freaking giant Christmas tree back there. Why didn't I notice that?
After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away? Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while. And Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch.
The California's pine trees are different? Oh, I see. So they crossbred them with bonsai trees. Got it.
It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
It seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Have I gotten any new theories? At the moment, the only theory I got is this is actually Dahlia, but haven't really gotten anything else since then. Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Pine trees. Sure, let's go with that. The courtyard where Mystic Elise was murdered? No. Found on an outcropping near Dusky Bridge has blood on it. Came from the victim's staff. Worn by Elise Donim. Found in the garden of the inner temple. Orders from Morgan Fay. Opened once before. Found behind... Wait a second. I think I know what I need to present. Yeah. So, like, she dodged, was on defensive, blah, blah, blah. This one's been fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Okay, I have a theory I'm thinking it might be the crystal sphere because it specifically mentions that it was found near Dusky Bridge, and we can confirm that it came from the victim's staff and it has blood on it. I'm pretty sure this is what I need to present. I'm just not sure which statement to present it on. Stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next weapon and stole her weapon. Maybe it's this because it mentions the staff? I assume when she got hit by the staff, that's when the crystal sphere came off, and obviously this takes place in the garden, but this was found near Dusky Bridge. I guess go with, and we also don't know whose blood that is. Yeah, exactly. We can't even examine what blood it is alive. So I'm gonna go here. And my logic was wrong. Congratulations, Limit. You're an idiot.
I'm not sure I follow you.
It's clearly, contradicts the, I thought.
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied.
Nope. It's a lot simpler than you thought. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Maya stumble. Okay, hang on. Maybe it's a profile. Maya went to the Inner Temple on the night of the incident and is now missing. No. No. Wait a second. Found at the Inner Temple. No. Had none. Bad backs really discovered. Master Crane channeling technique. Not any spiritual power. Saw an unbelievable sight at the Heavenly Hall the night of the crime. Yes, it was executed last month. Okay, so profiles are irrelevant at the moment. Don't need to jump through hoops. There's one very basic problem here. There are two words that don't match up. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defense. On the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Oh! Oh, is it the location? Oh, is it the location of the dagger? Because when she flung it away? Is that what that is? Oh. I'm overthinking it again, aren't I? Oops. Wait. Wait, am I supposed to? Okay. Am I, like, here's the thing, though. Like, am I supposed to present the crime photo? Because that's, quote-unquote, where Mystic Elise was murdered? That'd be... I thought we don't include other mistakes, so, yeah. See, my logic was the fact that... See, my logic was that, oh, we're not supposed to be talking about that because it's obvious that whatever happened in the garden, she got dragged over to the courtyard. So, like, is that what I'm supposed to present? I really don't think that's what I'm supposed to present. I think I must be overthinking this. Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. There is still a glaring issue here. Alright. Occult magazine featuring Hazakar Temple. Hazakar Temple and surrounding area. Sifei's image is obscured by gravy. Taken by her only pupil, Laurice Donim. Is there something notable in this image that I should know about? Nothing I can see.
Received before lights out bell, the night of the crime protects from evil spirits. A regional weather report for the night of the crime. I don't think that's relevant at this current time because we don't know when it happened. Has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it, but it is not the murder weapon. Has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. It's got the Snow Peak fortress in the background, clearly. Loss of blood. Oh, is that it? Really? The stab in the back? Is that what I'm missing? I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't know which one to present on. I'm gonna assume it's this one. This one makes the most sense. Okay, that worked. I mean, you know what's really funny? I know nobody's going to believe me, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was thinking about that the entire time. I was thinking, like, before I got to presenting, I was thinking about, okay, so it was weird that she said that she got stabbed in the front when it's shown that she was stabbed in the back. So I was like, I couldn't remember if the autopsy report actually mentioned where she was stabbed. But I was actually thinking how weird it was that she was stabbed from the front. And here you thought it was about the one about her back to the lantern. Yeah. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. Because this is Dahlia we're dealing with here. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony? According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Surely it's Dahlia without a doubt. We'll see. Oh, thanks for a reminder, guys. Ah, my water is so far away! I feel like Professor Utonium during that one episode where he couldn't reach the remote while watching TV. So he was like, girls, help me! And then, like, the girl show's like, oh, what happened, Professor? Are you in danger? I can't reach the remote. Move your water closer, damn it. Well, it's next to me now. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Ah, coffee 8. Ha, it's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Cadeau, explain yourself! The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly.
Yes, a toaster mask.
And that is... light.
Well, that's not entirely true. Your eyes can adjust in the dark so you can, like, start seeing things more clearly in the dark. That is, you know, that is a thing we can do. You think humans need eyes, too. And if you need eyes, you also need a brain. And you need eyes connected into that brain. I thought it was Kingdom Hearts. Good eyesight, too. There's also that. I mean, like, imagine you walking around without your glasses on if you're nearsighted or farsighted. It'd be annoying.
By the way, did you know?
Did you know?
Asakura Temple has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall. That's all. Most enlightening.
Coffee 9!
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night.
2 Fs, K-Rule. There you go.
That's why we humans are... But, is that not right, trite?
No? Oh, alive! She hasn't seen her in 17 years! I repeat, 17 years.
Order, order, order! Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? This lantern! There's something written on it! What? Why it's written in blood?
Oh boy.
So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood?
No worries, Maya. You gotta do your thing, dude.
It says Maya upside down!
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body. I'm amazed if Godot didn't notice that himself. It was kind of very obviously the first thing I saw.
It certainly looks that way. Hang on, hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? Oh my god, he's colorblind.
You know what? Fair enough. No, that clearly says Ebu.
What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense! This lantern is clean as a whistle.
Oh my god. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think about it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim
Thanks.
scrawled this message on the...
Oh, Curry, thank you so much for a follow. Really appreciate it.
Scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further?
Godot's overheating.
Mr. Godot? Okay then, let's move on.
Godot is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. Will you be playing more Ace Attorney games after finishing the trilogy? Oh yeah, I'm totally planning on it. I do one Ace Attorney per year. Next year I'm planning starting Great Ace Attorney, potentially. Either that or Apollo Justice, it really depends. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about playing Apollo Justice is the thing. Because I'm playing on official hardware, as you see, so it's like... There's no Apollo Justice on Switch, so... I might try to stall out Apollo Justice until then. You know, if it happens.
That Miss Donham was killed by Maya Fey.
That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Better happen. God, I wish Apollo Justice came to Switch.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the crane technique. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazagura Temple and... I used the Shinchisuto to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazagura Temple.
You know, something that keeps bothering me about the case. We still don't know why the body fell 10 feet after death. Still very confused about that aspect.
I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan, but even so, I never imagined that at least Donan was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
Yeah, smiles, no spoilers.
A terrible trick of fate.
I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. Wait, you waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion.
Isn't it your job as a judge to mediate the argument? It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the crane technique.
So then, you knew. You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh?
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
I need to figure out what the time span of this moment was.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. Wasn't Dusky Bridge already on fire when this happened?
It's pretty amazing you would make it all the way across that rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
What are you talking about? Phoenix gets sick literally every year.
And well, actually, didn't we actually have a discussion about Phoenix's immune system? I forget. But there's one other thing that's bothering me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to the Hazakura Temple.
I thought it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Huh. Makes perfect sense to me. In Ace Attorney land, I guess. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the Hazakura Temple and...
The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day.
Should I ask for more details?
Tell us about the snowmobile, I guess.
Let's hear more about the snowmobile ride. Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Godot, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left a reminder of the training to you. Remainder? Remainder. She walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? I'm actually amazed that Godot is the one who's pointing out the contradiction here. Order! Mr. Godot, why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony? Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it?
That doesn't sound right.
Huh. Whatever. Even I didn't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just... you'd better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile all the way to the Hazakura Temple courtyard?
Yes, I thought that way. Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought anyway, and then
Okay, before we do that though, I'm curious about the tracks. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally we expect tracks.
This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride? Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Huh, this should be fun. Ah, coffee 10! Oh man, we only have seven more coffees to go, everyone. Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
By the time the murder took place, the snow already stopped. Hang on. Let's press her on the Shinchitsuto thing real quick. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
Probably. More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one who murdered Miss Stoneham.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
By the time the murder took place, the snow already stopped. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened... Thank you for a 69k roll. Nice. As if we needed more objections to bloat the objection count. When this murder happened, the snow already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right, I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think, Snow. Huh. What's going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it means there's a bigger hole in her story than the movie The Grid. Something tells me that the localization team watched The Grid recently and was like, oh hey, we probably should make a reference to that. Such a weird reference out of nowhere, jeez. I can't tell if that's better or worse than when Mo started singing in West Clowndelphia, Born and Raised. Huh. Well then, Mr. Tri, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. It's just a theory. You know, an Ace Attorney theory. Yeah, it's a reference to Matrix. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather, at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me here. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? Yeah, it's a reference to the third Matrix movie, Matrix Revelations. I think there's only one reason I can think of. All right, by the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Yeah, about that.
Lightning struck at 10:45. Wait, what? That's... Oh my god, really? That's not the correct statement? What? I mean, the snow, like... Unless I'm supposed to present the autopsy report. But that makes no sense because, like, the snow stopped at 10 o'clock. That does make sense. The big problem here is the fact that Dusky Bridge was on fire when that happened. Yeah, the bridge was on fire at the time. How am I supposed to present that? Also, the snow was still going until 10:50 when the murder happened, too. There's a problem now, sure, and it's created by that statement, but this is the contradiction there, or has it been created somewhere else? What are you connecting to what? Okay, so basically, she's saying the murder took place, by the time she said the murder took place, the snow already stopped. By that logic, the weather, it stopped around 10:50. And the murder happened, yes, between 10 and 11. That's fine. But the problem is she said that the murder happened when the snow stopped. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. So there should have been a fire by the time that she was trying to cross the bridge. Within the interval of 10:50 and 11, exactly. Oh, wait, was I supposed to present it here? I was supposed to present it here, wasn't I? I'm an idiot. I was supposed to present it on Dusky Bridge. Oops. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. Location, location, location. Yeah, I had the right idea. I just presented on the wrong statement. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50. But you could have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and caught on fire. What'd you say? The bridge? It was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
Yeah, this is why I think this is totally Dahlia. At least, I think it is. No spoilers in chat, just, you know, just voicing out my theory. What? But it can't be! It can't be! It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No! This is clearly Granny from Celeste.
Order, order, order!
The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness, even my patience has its limits.
But this is no limit. Ah!
Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have any say for yourself?
Ugh. Oh, coffee 11. Iris is just trying to hide the powers of triple jumping. Clearly.
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing right now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but... Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donan was discovered in the Kazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Donan's body.
He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
I get it, the body must be a fake and Elise is still alive then. God, you know how much I wish Misty Faye was still alive? I want her to reunite with Maya and actually have some mother-daughter bonding time. You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection.
Maya must always suffer. Wow, I see how it is, Maniacal. You like to see women suffer. I see how it is.
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Tripe, maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
At least we have Pearl. We have a good Pearl.
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of explanation for this little magic trick.
So, random question. How old was Trucy during this?
Ugh. Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
Very young? Fair enough. Also, offhand, just for clarification for any new people here, I played the 3DS Ace Attorney games, but I never played Apollo Justice. That's how I know who Trucy is.
It looks like the defense is not prepared for her to offer a suitable explanation.
Up, Coffee 12. We actually have a sprite of her from a week after this case? Interesting.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Trucy is a year younger than Pearl? That's so weird to think about.
All right then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
This be her final testimony. Oh yeah, older Pearl shows up in Spirit of Justice alive. I think she was like 16s or something like that when she showed up in that game.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Are you saying that there was a way to cross a burning bridge?
I mean... Well... Wait, Pearl showed up in Dual Destinies? I didn't know that. Oh right, Pearl did show up in Dual Destinies. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm starting to remember that now because like I remember it actually being advertised for Dual Destinies DLC. I never played the DLC case for Dual Destinies.
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. Certainly was burnt to a crisp and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder.
Right, I'm only going to say one more thing. It is only a human to
You said that literally like, what, 10 lines ago?
And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Other than walking over the bridge, there was no way to transport the body. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place, I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said, the body did make it across somehow.
Iris? What do you mean it made it across somehow? You were the one transporting it!
But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow already stopped. I'm terribly sorry, I was wrong.
That is the face of a very unamused Phoenix.
Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Yes? This is no joke! You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law!
Yeah. The more she speaks, the more she's sounding more and more like the Dahlia that I remember in the previous cases.
Why would this not fly if Godot was in Phoenix's shoes right now, but it's okay for Phoenix?
That.
Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
It was rainy.
Huh?
Well, naturally it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it? I heard that at least from what little research I heard about defense attorneys in Japan, people don't like defense attorneys because they associate them with always trying to defend criminals. So they're like, oh, why are you trying to defend a criminal? But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
Objection.
Confusingly, you can argue Great Ace Attorney is stacked in the defense's favor. Yeah, I'll worry about that next year.
no one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
Are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge? Well, I have one thing about that, but I want to press first. Well, I don't see why there couldn't have been a way across. Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
Huh. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something.
I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out.
how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? If I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all my evidence and see where that takes me. I gotta be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm good as dead.
Obviously you used a rope to cross the bridge. Obviously.
Oh, I skipped a little too far.
Well, Larry, it's all up to you, my guy.
A dead body flying over a burning bridge?
I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What?
Oh, coffee 13. Lucky.
Are you saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possibly possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
It's rare to actually see him do that, so
That's fun.
who is it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out here. I gotta keep on the attacking. Go, go, go!
Miss Elise Donham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Loris Donham.
Brilliant, highly gifted apprentice. Remember what he said in his testimony?
That night he was at the mountain shack,
Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event.
I think you've all seen this sketch before.
It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? It's supposed to be Loris.
Listen, I'm really bad at reading foreign names. I'm sorry.
That actually does make a lot of sense, honestly.